Alright, so today I'm going to show you how to make a knife. Now, first, the purists out there, I can already see the emails and the notes. They're going to say that, you know, this isn't the ideal method, that, you know, it's not going to be hot enough this way, and they're right. If you're trying to make a Japanese edge steel, you know, knife, and you want it to be real high quality like that, then they're absolutely right. But this is in the absence of a forge. This is in the absence of a proper forge. This is just, you know, I'm making one for a museum right now, and I want to do it very authentic Native American style. So I'm just doing it in a hole in the ground. This is the steel that I'm using. Okay, I've got it buried in my coals. I'm going to show you what it's going to look like. This is a knife I'm making right now. Okay, and that came completely out of this forge in the ground, and with a file, a metal, just a regular file, and by heating it. The sheath is made out of rawhide, and believe it or not, the rawhide that I use I just use dog chews. You know, the bones. Soak them in water for 24 hours. Untie it, spread it out, soak it again, then scrape off any of the garbage on it. Put holes all around the outside and stretch it out. When you stretch it out, you'll end up with a piece that looks similar to this. And then I just put a brown dye. I just soak it in brown dye. And then you get a nice rawhide, and I make your knife sheath out of that. And this is all sewn with, I used individual pieces of real sinew because it's a museum piece, but you can use imitation sinew, whatever you want. And this is buckskin on the top. And again, this is the knife, and I'm going to show you how we get to that right now. So, I've got my metal, and by the way, incidentally, let me just show you this real quick. Stay where you are. This is the metal that I took it from, and I just used a hacksaw. This is an old barn, a sliding hinge, you know, sliding door for above a barn door, and you know, the wheels go on top. It's a nice steel for this. You just use a hacksaw, and I cut it on an angle. That just helps me to form the knife. If you don't have a hacksaw, you can heat this up and then just start bending it, and you'll get a piece. Again, this is no power tool method, no grinder, none of that stuff. So here we go. Got my metal in here. I'm gonna pull it out. I don't even have a proper anvil. I'm just using a sledgehammer head. All right, I'm gonna put that up here. Now all you have to do, put my glasses on, is have something to hold it. It's hot. It's not red hot, but it's hot. And then I just start pounding. Flip it over. And I'll keep pounding. And you'll learn techniques. You start pulling against it, you start pulling it out, you can widen it. You can see I'm already starting to do that. Alright. And eventually this will get wider and wider, and flatter and flatter. And that's basically how you shape your knife. You do one edge, and then you do the other. Alright, and it'll take you a while, but that's the way you do it. And you can stoke that fire up real good. You'll be able to take this part off. You can already see it, and then it'll get weak and you can just bend it off. Right, you can see that starting to flatten out, and then I'll just be able to take the pliers and bend that off. Now, you want to keep it in the fire. You got to keep it hot. So you're going to keep putting it in your fire. Get it hot, and then use a hand file to get that final shape. All right, so after you see, this is the piece that came off. Okay, so it's just a combination of using chisels. Just keep pounding away at it. When you get done with that, I'm gonna do the other side as well. That's when I use the hand file, just a regular metal file. This is still pretty hot, but if you do it when it's warm, it's a lot easier, and this will really do a good job of starting to take that metal and smoothing it out. Alright, that's all you really need. Not the ideal method. Again, this is more utilitarian, just having the skill and know-how in case you're ever in a pinch, and in case you're like me and you want to make one for a museum, so you got to make it authentic. Alright, and this is also what I use to make my edge, but I flatten it out as much as possible and then I make the edge. Okay. The other thing I want to show you real quick is that you could always, if you can find some old files, you can use, guys love using these to make knives, and same thing, get it hot, get it as hot as you can get it, and then you already got this part in here, so you don't even have to do the cutting out, and then all you have to do is make your edge, give it the shape you want, use another file to create that nice edge on it, and then you can put it in your, like a wood handle would be great for something like this. Now I'll do another video where I show you the whole how to put the knife together thing, but I'm just going to show you what I'm using, just because you might be interested in something like this. So because this is going to be for a museum, I'm going to be taking an antler, and I carved a human head effigy because this is something that I'd seen a guy named Todd Bittler do, some of his work, and it's a replica of something that was found, an authentic Indian knife. So this is going to be my knife when it's finished, and I'll haft it with some rawhide, same rawhide that I used on this, and that'll be it. So it didn't cost me anything, basically. So there you go, just kind of getting you started on some ideas. I'll show you how I put the handle onto the knife. I'll give you a couple different examples of how you can do that. In the meantime, get a fire going in the grounding, start pounding some steel and practice. That's the way you get good at things. All right, get some more videos out to you as soon as I can.